Yeah, man. It's done. It's finally done, guys. Today is, what are we today? March the, geez, I've lost track of what day it is today, actually. It's, the 7th? God, I don't remember what date it is today. Hang on a minute. Yeah, oh, I'm a little bit behind. It's the 9th today, the 9th of March, 2022. Yeah, it really took longer to set up that camera with the tripod as it did to finish this bloody painting. And I say bloody because, you know, it really wasn't easy to make this painting. Honestly, I know I complain a lot, but I am dead serious. You know, honestly, that Ford LTD taxi I did, even though it was huge, very, very simple painting to do. As a matter of fact, I can't even, you know, I have it kind of behind me there in the hallway. You can't see it, but man, that was a very simple painting to make. It was the only thing that was actually hard about that painting is because there was so much paint, especially the yellow for the taxi. I mean, it took a whole like I'm trying to think here if I have an example to show you. Like it took one of these like containers, but I think twice the size of this. So it took the whole thing. So it just kind of hurt the hand, just always with the heavy brush all the time, 3 coats. Anyway, so I thought about you know, doing this last segment or last part to this this series about, you know, showing myself painting this, doing the final touches, but I did it for 2 reasons. Number one, it's just, you know, being visually impaired, when I work, it's like this. Like, seriously, it's always like that. Even though I see better from close than far, still, I have to, that's how bad my eyesight is. I mean, I'm legally blind. I'm like right on the, like -6 on 20 feet. I'm like right on the border, you know, of I guess, you know, visual impairment and severe visual impairment. And I've been like that since I was born. And as a matter of fact, I've been with the Montreal Association for the Blind out on Sherbrooke Street since I was 7 years old. My file is like it's like this thick, you know. But again, even though I can't drive these gas-guzzling, earth-killing machines that I love from the past, you know, I've always immersed myself obsessively with, you know, doing drawing starting with, and then later on doing paintings, and then of course, you know, making models. Like now this is done, I'm soon going to jump into my next project, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is right now. I think I mentioned that anyway. But yeah, got my coffee over here, fresh cup of coffee. Speaking of one of my drawings, there's one that I did in conjunction with a friend of mine back 20 years ago. Actually, he those of you guys who are older, like around my age or older, if you remember a guy named James C. Mays, who wrote about, you know, cookbooks and car books. He was a fanatic of American Motors, cars, AMC. He passed away last month, I found out. So he was like my mom, you know. He was very encouraging to always continue and drawing and making, you know, keep at it. And my mom, unfortunately, she's in the hospital because no, sleep in my eye there. Sleep, they call it sleep, coals. And I don't know, she got something wrong with her heart. Came back early from a trip from Europe, and anyway, I don't know. They're running tests on her. They're going to run a nuclear scan. That's, you know, not good because they have to detect for a tumor or cancer. I don't know. Anyway, so try not to think about it because my mom is an amazing woman, and she always encouraged me to draw and to paint. As a matter of fact, so much so that as a matter of fact, she bought me a whole whack of brushes here. I don't know where she got them. Probably Amazon, maybe not. And look at it. There's just tons and tons of these paintbrushes, all kinds. Look at that, brand new. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is really important because, you know, I mean, sometimes I'm an idiot, you know, and that in the sense that I was working a long time with these crappy brushes. They're finished. The bristles are all finished, you know. So in other words, instead of doing one job, I would have to end up like retouching it over and over again. Now, I did that on this painting, but less, you know. So I can't stress the importance of having brushes that are in great condition. to do like lines instead of having to fix something over and over again. And as you can imagine, you can see in this, there was a lot of stuff, you know, that I had to fix over and over again. And even, you know, it was not easy to, there were certain things that were not easy to do, such as the windows, such as the taillights, such as the rib panels here, right? Which is what these buses are also known as, aka silver sides. And you know, even the tarot required quite an attention. You know, it's and again, if you didn't see the other parts, by the way, that Centrade ad, this is basically like a help for people who need it. Community help service is a very old company, and when I was looking for a certain ad to put on this, I thought, oh, you know, I saw ads, and thankfully to this book, which I'm going to give a plug to again. Oh, this book here. I looked through this book because it's the 100 years of buses in Montreal. Unfortunately, I don't think there's an English version, but there should be. And again, they have so many different pictures, all the different series, you know. So there were advertisements for Wawa Nissan Insurance. There was Jean Coutu, which is, you know, the biggest chain of pharmacies here in Quebec. And but the thing is that I saw the Centrade, and it was actually on a section of Brill buses, the old brown buses. I said, you know what, that's perfect, because I'm not, you know, it's kind of like when I use a thumbnail for one of my videos, like the trucking videos. You'll never see a Subway restaurant in the back, or you'll never see, you know, Jean Coutu or any kind of big business. They don't need advertising. Now, another thing too, I almost forgot to mention that's important about this painting to me is like little details. Now, this, for example, this bus, I know I said originally it was a 59 or 60 to 64. Well, that is true, because after 64, there were things they did away with. Like, for example, the rubber around the windows was black. These marker lights were gone. They were like little ovals, you know. And then I think after 60 or 65 and up, there were no more of these huge taillight housings. I wanted to do this because they jut out. They're like three-dimensional. And again, I got my 77 plates. So this bus I determined is more of a, as you saw in the book here, as I had opened it up to the 2000 series, which was, let me see that again, because I don't like to give, the series, the 2020 series, delivered in 1960. Okay, so second year for the new looks. You can see, you know, how I got my painting. And also, what was the thing I wanted to say? So again, this would have been a repainted bus, I think. And because some of them you could see were like that, they were all brown like that, but I didn't want to do that because I thought it was ugly, because I find the stainless steel aluminum was the most beautiful stuff they ever did. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, so I put it at 2021, right, because it's a 2000 series. And also I put 21 because that's when I started the painting. Unfortunately, it's been that long. I started in October, and because again, that would have been a real bus from that time. There was something also. You know, there were things I wanted to make a little different. Well, one thing. There's another thing I want to show you here. If I go later here in a section about how there were buses for the handicap accessibility. They have one here. This is a 15,000, so probably made in 74, 73. And that's exactly the angle I wanted. So I did refer to that a bit, but I mostly referred to, of course, the 8x12 photo that I took in 2009 at one of the garages. They had an open house, which I'll probably never do that again. And similar, but again, not the same. My windows, I found, were a little too big, you know. Even here, but again, it's the angle. See, the angle is similar, but it's not the same. Whereas, like, the ass end here is facing more the viewer than in this angle, if you look carefully. So this is an original photo, 8x12 photo. If you're interested in this photo, by the way, $15, $15. It's one of a kind. It's the only print I have. And this painting, you know, as I was getting closer and closer to it being done, I thought to myself, well, my God, I'm not selling this for $500, that's for sure. I mean, that Ford LTD painting, I'm looking like, you know, I put it on a Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, for like, what, $1,500, and I dropped it 1,200. So if somebody gives me $1,000, I'll be happy with that. But this guy, yeah, I'm even thinking about the same number. I'm thinking like 700, doesn't really entice me. 800 to 1,000, somebody come along want to scoop that up, yeah, sure, you know. Yeah, another thing I almost forgot to put on this bus. A couple little things. There was these auxiliary lights here on the roof. Again, they only did that a couple of years. They had a run box like for the route of the bus was on. So this, of course, would be the 85 running on Hochelaga Boulevard because there's a Joliet metro station. And but again, I could have just, you know, this is the kind of a project where, you know, you could just continue and keep going and going and going. And there's another thing I forgot to mention. You know, when you look at this bus, you know, I don't know if you can see clearly, but probably not, but there's just tons of rivets. I was saying I was going to do all the rivets. There's rivets all over the freaking place. All over here, I did the ones here, but then there's more there, and then they're there. They're everywhere. It's crazy. It's just, it's too much work. And, you know, it's just going to keep going forever, you know. So, and I'm itching to start my next project. Like I said, my next model is going to be another classic, another American icon, big truck model. But again, I'm very satisfied with it, and I'm happy that I'm going to have it hanging up on my wall here for a while. And it's funny because actually a few weeks ago I sold a drawing of an STRSM new look, which is STRSM is Société Transport Rive Sud de Montréal, which is basically Longueuil, right off the island south of here. And it was another new look I did, like as if it was downtown, and I bought this. I used this an image, a slide photo that I bought on eBay years ago when I was buying slides, and I sold it. It was framed, and I was surprised I didn't sell sooner. And Brian, if you see this, thanks again, buddy. And you know, but again, this is much more work. So I mean, that drawing I did, I think, in 2 weeks, but this is like, you know, this has been dragging on for months. A, because I had pericarditis, so there were days I wasn't feeling well. Now I'm doing better, knock on wood. And B, shit, man, I gotta tell you, like winter, most days were crappy, were cloudy, and when it's a cloudy day, like I never work on any paintings. It's just too hard on my eyesight. And if you're not visually impaired, you can't really understand that. And now it's pretty much sunny today. There's a bit of a mix of sun and clouds. So anyway, yeah, that's about it, man. Very satisfied. Again, I wish I could have been a little bit better being a perfectionist, but sometimes you gotta know when to say, hey, that's enough, you know. Because the thing is, with the painting that's annoying, and I want to clarify, comparing it to building models. Building models, especially trucks, things that like, they're much more parts, they're more elaborate. You can make a mistake easily on that, and then you have to fix that, right? But this, like, there were so many things I did make mistakes. I had to fix the taillights, I had to fix, you know, the wheels, I had to fix the panels here, I had to fix all kinds of stuff, and it's just, it's actually, it takes the pleasure out of this, unfortunately. So, you know, you could say to yourself, well, Elton, why don't you do it right the first time? Well, that's much easier said than done. This is all done from scratch. This is, I mean, freehand, you know, there's no tracing here or anything. So, anyway, hopefully that should be framed properly in this video, and happy to show myself once in a while in a prolonged period, because I noticed successful YouTubers, you know, they're always showing themselves, and you know, I don't know, I don't know, I guess I'm not into, I don't know, sometimes I guess I'm a little burnt out from YouTube, but it's just because, you know, I go filming all the time, you know, and so, but hey, that's to your advantage, you know. So thanks again for watching, guys, and by the way, if you enjoy what I love doing and you want to show your love, and because, you know, I make peanuts doing this, really, lately it doesn't even cover half I think it covers like half the rent, basically. You can send me something through my email, which is eltonmcfall, ELTONMCFALL, eltonmcfall @hotmail.com. You want to send me $10, $1,500. Hey, you know, some people got more money than they know what to do with it. And as for everybody else who send me stuff, off the top of my head, there's Peter, there's James, there's a few of you guys. I want to thank you again. It's really appreciated, and it definitely makes what I do worthwhile, because again, yeah, the earnings are not as good as they used to be, and you know me, I love bringing you guys high quality content, and that's your benefit of my obsessive side. So thanks for watching, take care, and see you on my what my next project's going to be. Take care, bye-bye.